Macau is located where the Chinese mainland and the South China Sea intersect. The land area of about 33 square kilometers is woven into a fine network of more than 1,250 streets. This is truly the Macau street. A dazzling array of delicacies, hidden in narrow streets and alleys, is growing quietly and vigorously day and night. Passing through them on foot, if you don't pay attention, you may miss out on the authentic flavor of Macau and the legendary story behind it. That's why locals often say, the best food is on Macau Street. At 6 a.m., the old street of the city wakes up from sleep. Camp Street, a long narrow street running north to south, was named because it was once a military campsite. This street was the first site where Portuguese settlers built houses and engaged in business after being allowed to operate in Macau. The past prosperity of the street has left a deep imprint upon the Macau Peninsula, giving it the Macau Street aura. Now, it is endowed with a different kind of distinction. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. 好風光嘅好地方，做個勇敢。Upon hearing songs float up from Wujia Wei, people know that Bang Long has started working. Luo Bang Long, a karaoke enthusiast, has a unique ability to switch between dialects and foreign languages freely, earning him the nickname Chatterbox by his neighbors. The place where he works is this narrow alleyway about 2 meters wide. With tables and chairs set up, there is only enough room for Bang Long alone to serve the customers. Chengji Kongji, in operation for over 60 years, is only open until noon every day. The specialty in Bang Long's restaurant is raw boiled congee, a favorite breakfast food for locals in Macau. The so-called raw boiled term means to boil various meat and offal in plain congee. At 8 a.m., as the city wakes up, Mr. Chatterbox becomes Mr. Socializer. Bang Long sings, chats, and walks back and forth between the dining tables. Meanwhile, his wife is concentrated on cooking congee. As she stirs with a ladle, the rice grains constantly contact the pot wall, maximizing the release of starch and ensuring a sticky taste. Though the space is narrow, it doesn't affect the rich variety of congee. The signature luxuriant congee includes all the ingredients of the day. Pork tripe, pork liver, meatballs and fish fillets. These easily cooked ingredients with a rich taste are a perfect match for raw boiled congee. The people of Macau are fastidious about food matching even when they eat congee. They enjoy grass carp skin salad to withstand the heat wave. or hard deep-fried dough sticks to match the soft and glutinous congee. Outside the narrow streets and alleys, Macau, shaped by the collision of Eastern and Western cultures, shows a unique temperament. Simultaneously seeing the world-famous ruins of St. Paul and the tranquil and solemn Nerja Temple, you will feel it's only natural also to see people of different races. Together, the ruins and the temple make a popular photo spot. Moreover, it isn't hard for visitors to find one or two must-eat snacks here. A delicacy came into being between the former Portuguese City Hall and the Chinese-style Tianho Temple. This is what Tai Lei Loi Kei Cafe looked like over 50 years ago. At that time, Portuguese officials ordered 300 pork buns a day from the cafe and distributed them free of charge as relief bags. By chance, this is how the pork chop bun, one of Macau's most famous food, was born.
未回歸之前咧，氹仔咧，即係政府辦事處嗰啲土生葡人咧，好多喺度辦公嘅。咁佢哋食嘢咧，我哋會送餐上去啦，所以咪教咗阿媽咪點樣自用嗰啲葡國香料嚟醃製個豬扒咯。呢個天后廟即係媽祖廟啦，保佑我哋豬扒包咧，越嚟越興旺啦。
Chen Jiayi is the second owner of Tai Lei Loi Kei Cafe. Since childhood, she has helped her mother. Over time, making pork chop buns has become muscle memory. According to the Portuguese, the essence of 3 meals a day is all reflected by a plate of bread. Owing to this Western diet preference, the streets and alleys of Macau are filled with the aroma of baked wheat. Considered a short version of the French baguette, the pig in a blanket is actually an invention of local tea restaurants, named for its resemblance to a sleepy piglet. Its flavor comes from simple ingredients: water, flour, and yeast. The rhythm of kneading the dough is important. Good dough breathes. Between inhaling and exhaling, microorganisms come into play, improving the toughness and aroma of the dough.
到今日咧，我哋都係堅持用手製作嘅，同埋我哋嘅包嘅密度咧夠，所以一個包咧而家等於人哋出邊2個包咁重。你食一個包已經好夠份量。
Before putting them in the oven, the chef sprays water on the dough to slow down the formation of hard crusts during baking. Make a straight slit on the dough skin without cutting its flesh. In this way, the dough can withstand high temperatures of over 200 degrees Celsius. The spindle-shaped pig in the blanket is suitable for eating alone. Under its hard crust is a soft heart. It is eagerly awaiting the pork chop.
呢個錘咧就特製嘅，呢度咧就嗰啲波波咧就揼鬆啲纖維佢。 咁而呢個尖嗰度咧，就我哋揼啲骨頭，一定要呢度咧斷根，如果唔係炸咗出嚟一塊豬扒就縮埋唔靚噶啦。
In pursuit of elegant dining manners, the Portuguese put pork slices without bones in their bread, but Jiayi's mother knew that meat with bones tasted better. So the Chinese culture was implanted into the pork chop bun. They learn as well as reform. The unique and pure aroma makes brandy wonder-working magic for Portuguese chefs to marinate meat, which has been adopted by Jia Yi to this day. For the Portuguese who were in Macau at that time, it was a taste from their childhood. The pig in a blanket is dry while the pork chop is juicy. They bring out the best in each other. When the customers put it into their mouths, they enjoy the product of a friendship between the Chinese and Portuguese.
中國嘅媽咪同葡國嘅土生葡人，所以一個係一個比較代表澳門嘅食物。所以你唔嚟澳門唔食個豬扒包，邊人嚟過澳門呢？
Everyone has a list of must-eat Macau cuisine. It's easy to find those that people all want to eat as if by prior agreement. There is another cuisine that plays a central role in Macau's food, which ranks before the pork chop bun.
嗰陣時有好多葡萄牙人喺澳門啦，咁我爸爸都係英國人，佢嚟咗澳門定居之後咧，咁佢都掛住屋企嘅嘢食，咁佢就諗，葡國人有咩甜品我可以做俾佢哋咧？咁佢就試做呢個葡式蛋撻俾佢哋啦。咁但係當時嘅葡國人就話：阿鬼佬，呢個唔係葡式蛋撻喎。咁佢話係嘅，因為我英國人 base on 我哋英式嘅 custard。咁跟住後來啲人咧。 就唔知點樣叫我哋嘅蛋撻啦，就唯有一路叫葡撻咁樣去叫啦。
Portuguese love desserts, egg tarts in particular. In the 19th century, nuns used lots of egg whites to starch their clothes, and the remaining egg yolks were thus used to make this cream pastry that would become popular throughout Europe. The invention of Portuguese tarts is incredible. Andrew, a British young man who settled in Macau for his work, improved the ratio of flour, egg liquid, and cream to create the unique egg tart in Macau after drawing on the experience of Cantonese-style stewed milk and British desserts. But it is called Portuguese tarts. With such an origin and entanglement, the Macau Portuguese tart has stood at the centre of the culinary world for many years. Tart is a transliteration, referring to pies with exposed fillings. No matter where they became famous, the original egg tarts are from Portugal. That's why the native-born Portuguese in Macau have a special affection and unique understanding of tarts.
蛋撻咧本身係做甜啦，我自己就中意食偏鹹，因為鹹嘅嘢你食，即係好似食個飯咁，你可以食多啲，但係甜嘅嘢始終會漏。
A routine cooking process changes the milk-soaked bacalhau fish instantly. Being stir-fried, it becomes moderately salty with a milk aroma. Sandra has added more Portuguese flavour to her Portuguese tarts, whether bacalhau tarts or sardine tarts. Macau and Guangdong have long been at the forefront of communication between the China and the West. The Cantonese chefs there won't be absent from a food competition. Cooked with the skills for stewing milk, Cantonese egg tarts have joined the famous morning tea desserts. Without a caramel coat, the bright yellow tart heart highlights the tender texture of egg custard. Among the visitors who check in for the classic food in Macau are many stars. There's a famous stand occupying the golden position on Tsun Ha Street called Mok Yi K. The algal jelly sold in the stand was once a childhood memory shared by generations of people from Macau, but now the snack that attracts customers from all over the world is this rising star.
以前我老爺咧就同香港攞，我自己接咗手之後咧，我一定要跑去馬來西亞。山頂同山腳誒係唔同食法㗎。
Travelling all over the mountains of Malaysia, Liang Kuei-zhi, the third owner of Mok Yi K, has found what she wants. There are over 600 durian varieties worldwide, and Musang King is the true king of them. Kuei-zhi only wants D197, a number that represents the best quality of Musang King. The bright golden flesh has a tender taste. It's sweet with a hint of bitterness. Kuei-zhi has used it to create a legend, durian ice cream, which attracts long queues of customers from the beginning of the street to the end.
我做嘢真係好快，因為我要掌握啲時間，掌握好個時間咧，個雪糕好食好多。
The trick to making delicious ice cream is to add hot water, dissolve glucose and isinglass in 80 degrees Celsius water, add durian and stir them evenly. After every 30 minutes of exercise, the delicate durian needs to be put into the freezer to relax for 1 hour. Kuei-zhi alternates between working and stopping. She knows the rhythm necessary to give durian ice cream a soft, dense texture. In Macau, ice cream stores with a history of over 50 years can be seen everywhere, often called by another name, the ice room. Ice cream sandwiches and red bean popsicles are memories of at least 3 generations of Macau people. Surrounded by the sea on 3 sides, the weather of Macau is humid and hot all year long due to the subtropical ocean monsoon climate. In the heat, the refreshing elixir instantly brings people a sense of calm. During the Qin dynasty, Macau was a fishing village in China's Nanhai County. In the late Ming and early Qing dynasties, the prosperity of fisheries led to the rise of the local shipbuilding industry. Lai Che Vun village, located in Kolan, was the last shipbuilding area in Macau. During its heyday, there were 30 to 40 shipyards, large and small timber companies, and machinery foundries. In the 1960s, it became a major production base for wooden ships in the Asia-Pacific region. Although nowadays it looks run down, in Macau, where land is scarce and precious, the large land area still reveals its past glory. In 1970, Liang Jinhan came to Macau with his father. His first job was as a shipbuilder. Although he no longer builds ships, he volunteers to patrol the abandoned shipyards every day.
86年要係機斷隻手，斷咗個大動脈啊！我啲細佬啊，每個抽500cc，即係咁樣施入去，咁啊救翻隻手。 咁啊，醫生咧就叫我切咗佢出嚟，我就同個醫生講，我話冇咗隻手，仲慘過冇咗條命。
An accident at the shipyard almost cost Jin Han an arm. That year, he was in his early 30s.
天天去海灘度游水，咁咪想辦法用咩方法練隻手，咁咩都用盡啦，即係咁啦。苦練咗4年，嗰個院長同我講，佢捉住我手同啲人講，佢係奇蹟啊！
Refusing amputation and trying desperately to rehabilitate his arm, Jin Han created the first miracle of his life. To support his family, he opened this cafe near the shipyard in 1990.
話90年話好多船做噶嘛，咁好多工人啊嘛，咁嗰啲工人見到我咁，佢都嚟幫襯我飲支汽水啊，等我賺多少生活咁啊。
No one ever thought that such a prosperous shipyard would decline. Meanwhile, Jin Han created the second miracle of his life. His cafe became popular.
我開定就8點，有時啲人客或者7點多鐘都嚟啊，有時就。
What attracts the locals and even tourists from around the world is Jin Han's handmade coffee that must be whipped 400 times.
热咖啡喝下去就感觉总体更加醇厚一点，然后冰咖啡的话就感觉更加爽口一些，感觉不到这个是普通的咖啡粉做出来的。
1 spoonful of sugar, 1 spoonful of the cheapest instant coffee powder, and 1 spoonful of water. In rapid whipping, the 3 ingredients form a stable and unbreakable bubble structure. If you have ever whipped up egg whites or milk, you'll easily get the mystery of it. This is what it looks like after 400 times of whipping. Is it still coffee? It is as thick and silky as chocolate, tempting people to lick it. When hot water is poured in, the bubbles quickly rise, presenting a creamy texture like cream foam. With time and hard work, Jin Han turned the cheapest ingredients into a magical delicacy using the simplest skills. But where did Jin Han, who lived deep in the fishing village, learn this skill from?
94年、95年、96年嗰幾年咧，佢年賽車都有對咁嘅外國夫婦嚟嗰度飲咖啡嘅，佢係嘰嘰咕嚕教我點樣打咖啡。
In 1954, the first Grand Prix motor racing was held in Macau. It's a street sport originating from France. Drivers sometimes race on straight highways and sometimes take sharp twists and turns. The narrowest part of the track is only 7 meters. The streets of Macau are widely considered one of the most challenging tracks in the world. For more than 60 years, it has attracted racing fans from around the world. Although he got the secret of handmade coffee by chance, Jin Han knew that the workers without money or leisure wouldn't be interested in the time-consuming and laborious handmade coffee. He had to wait for his third miracle to occur.
04年啊，發哥啊嚟到呢度咧，嚟到呢個船廠嗰度影下相啊，咁嚟到嗰度飲咖啡。咁我諗住佢係大明星噶嘛，我諗起嗰對夫婦啊咁樣打咖啡，咁我自己走去好似今日咁打咗一杯自己飲咗先。咁我打咗一杯自己飲，哎呀唔錯喎，咁我就打咗3杯出嚟俾佢，俾發哥飲。
With a big star advertising it, Hanji became famous overnight. Lai Shirvuan village, which had been silent for a long time, regained its hustle and bustle. Nowadays, although the cafe is full every day, it still serves shipbuilders' food like before, which is simple, filling and affordable. Jinhan hopes that when the shipbuilders come, they can still eat their favorite food. Immersed in both Chinese and Western cultures, the people of Macau can hardly do without coffee in their leisurely life. In Macau, coffee, like tea, has become a daily routine. Even the signboards on the tea restaurants here often read coffee shops or coffee companies. However, under the signboards, the core of the restaurants is still congee, rice noodles, and noodles which the Chinese are most familiar with. Juxing noodles, the most classic Cantonese food, was popular in the Xiguan area of Guangzhou during the Republic of China, 1912 to 1949. Locals invented the unique skill of kneading dough with duck eggs and pressing dough with a bamboo pole.
我哋澳門嘅天氣咧，同我哋打麵咧個影響都會好大嘅。因為點解咧？因為澳門咧係沿海啦，佢嗰啲天氣咧係好反常啦，有潮濕啊，咁冬天啊又會好乾啊咁樣啦。咁你個麵，我哋時間一定要控制得好好咯。起碼3年先幫你錄，因為每一年都有4季。
Duck eggs have a low water content, so kneading them with flour significantly increases the protein content of the gluten. Every contact between the bamboo pole and the dough increases its density and toughness.
好似呢支竹竿咁啦，佢跟咗我已經17年啦。咁我爸爸以前摁開嗰支啦，佢跟咗我都唔係好長嘅時間，喺7個月到8個月度啦，佢就自己裂開咗啦。開頭新嘅竹竿就似人一樣啦，你同佢培養感情啦，佢係凹凸不平㗎，大家去磨合。
Macau locals pursue this bouncy texture when they make juxing noodles. They can't be sold immediately after they're finished. They must be refrigerated overnight, and then they'll be smooth and elastic. Owing to their smoothness, people can slurp the noodles with ease. Owing to their elasticity, they have the toughness of rubber bands. 3 years ago, Li Mingjia, the owner of Lok K Noodles and Congee, the most renowned local restaurant, entrusted his small family restaurant to his son Aaron.
唔使做，舒服，我舒服。佢個手唔使做，佢個腦就做緊。成日問你嗰樣嘢啊，問你嗰樣嘢啊，點啊嗰啲要點啊，你做成點啊嗰啲，即係佢會擔心，佢就即係佢個心咧就離不開呢度始終。
This street restaurant, both a cafe and a tea house, has been passed down through 3 generations. Having retired, Mingjia still goes to the restaurant, even walking there every day.
我爸爸有個成語，即係成日講啊，如果你做咗出嚟嘅食物咧，味正標彰啦，咁你就成功咯。
Better than fine wine was a praise of the aroma of osmanthus wine. Since Mingjia started cooking noodles at the age of 17, he has always kept in mind his father's instruction that even the most ordinary noodles should have the ultimate flavor. Dedication helps the restaurant to achieve its brilliance. As an unobtrusive street restaurant, it has been recommended by a world-class food list for 11 consecutive years.
第一屆澳門美食節，我而家係為名譽而戰㗎。佢都要以前咧，阿爸爸又咁啦，阿媽咪又咁啦，
When Ming Jia takes a walk, if he sees people frying shrimp roe in his restaurant, he'll give some advice. Shrimp roe is a flavoring used in Chinese cuisine to enrich the flavor of the food. After being carefully sieved and dried, the fresh shrimp roe gains a concentrated flavor. But with such a small volume, shrimp roe can easily be burned. The restaurant has various kinds of shrimp roe from home and abroad, some of which have rich flavor and some that are a little salty. After years of trials, Ming Jia created his secret recipe, endowing his juxing noodles with a Macau flavor. It's said that as the color of the shrimp roe deepens, their surface becomes smooth. The ability to perceive this change, which is not visible to the naked eye, is an important criterion to evaluate Aaron's performance after fully taking over the business. Cook noodles quickly in boiled water, add soy sauce to season, then drain the water. This is called lo mein. Keep flipping the noodles with a pair of half-meter long chopsticks and make sure every noodle is separated. Throw. Fall. Repeatedly to shake off the excess water. The strength and speed are crucial for the elasticity of juxing noodles. Mix the thick shrimp roe evenly with the noodles. While eating, you can always feel fine particles with a rich and lingering flavor. If you think the noodles are too dry, you can ask for a free bowl of thick soup. This noodle soup, which has simmered for 3 hours with chicken, dried fish, and fresh carp, is a hidden dish on the menu of Lok K. If you don't ask, Aaron won't serve it voluntarily.
以前係佢打起嘅，我為佢唔止生活咁簡單，我仲要係為我爸爸嘅名譽咯，一定要更好咯，我就咁樣覺得咯。
A lot of street restaurants in Macau are family businesses. Ordinary food reflects a persistent attitude. Not afraid of noise and staying away from temptation, Macau has almost become a museum of scrumptious food.
咩叫辛苦啊？你唔中意嘅嘢叫你做1分鐘你都辛苦啦。你中意嘅嘢做1年、做1日你都唔辛苦㗎。
To the south of Gong Bay Port is the new wholesale market of Macau. This 11-story building is a shopping basket for Macau's people. Vegetables, fruits, iced fresh food, poultry, and even a laboratory for food quality inspection are all located neatly on different floors. Macau is big enough for any cuisine to find an inch of land to stand on. Macau is also small that the ground can no longer meet people's needs, so the entire city begins to grow upwards. The more customer-friendly markets in Macau are known as street markets, among which St. Domingo's market has the longest history. It has accompanied the people of Macau for over 120 years. The market in tall buildings looks a little different, but the hustle and bustle are the same. The basement floor is mainly for aquatic products. The first floor is for meat. The second floor is for vegetables and fruits. And what impresses people the most is the third floor. The third floor, with both sides less than 100 steps, is the most mysterious and lively place in the culinary world of Macau, where unnoticed, delicious food is hidden.
好食，夠鑊氣，同埋啲嘢好好食。
Pingji cuisine is famous for its stir-fried dishes. Liang Xiwei, also known as Quicksand, has taken the stir-frying ladle from his father and become the new stir-frying king.
炒菜的时候，把这个音乐带进去，梆梆梆梆梆梆梆梆梆，可以啊。就是把这个心情放松，你照着东西出来就是好吃。
Stir-fried rice noodles with beef are a famous specialty of Pingji. Sautéed stir-prepared beef in oil under 90 degrees Celsius to 120 degrees Celsius until perfectly medium. Then put mung bean sprouts and rice noodles in the wok. Xiwei won't allow the rice noodles to stick together or break into pieces. The soy sauce is the core seasoning, and it takes skills to give every rice noodle a uniform color and flavor. The finished rice noodles are not greasy. On the contrary, they're smooth, tasty and refreshing. After eating, no residual oil is left on the plate. This is qualified stir-fried rice noodles with beef. Among the stalls on the third floor, Quicksand is well known for his quick stir-frying. He usually uses 3 woks at the same time. Some food needs to be cooked quickly, while others require a slow preparation. Zhu Jin Chow is good at simmering. The number 38 porket imported from Vietnam is the favorite choice for Jin Chow to make suckling pig. Remove the tiny entrails carefully. Burn the soft hair one by one. Pork is about to usher in its golden moment. Deep fry it until it's medium done and refrigerate it to ensure that the skin and flesh do not separate during stewing.
1983年，我接手做，即係代替我老豆嘅職位。我老豆係退休啦，唔做啦，即係我上。
Simmering the porket over low heat, Jin Chow is happy and contented. He makes only 1 large pot of this at opening hours every day. He drinks during work and closes the stall when the pork dish is sold out. Before serving, Jin Chow adds mushrooms and fried bean curd sticks in the soup. The porket pot soon creates a warm and moist vibe. Regular customers will bring their favorite food materials and boil them in the full-bodied porket pot, just like eating at home. At the end of the third floor is the stall that sells the most time-consuming and laborious food. The beef offal in clear soup of Ziji is a legend in Macau. Ruan Weixiang, the stall owner, has been running the business with his mother for 20 years. They've always enjoyed great popularity.
我爸爸都做咗40幾年，我都做咗20年，都係堅持用新鮮嘅牛雜咯，所以就同出邊有少少唔同。出邊食嘅牛雜，你哋會覺得係香料味比較重。 因為我哋啲牛雜食落去咧就冇乜香料味，係比較清啲嘅，即係接近原味。
Every day, the offal of only about 3 cows is supplied in Macau. One can imagine how fierce the competition is. But by virtue of his reputation in the world of beef offal, Weixiang always has a way to get the most of the best ingredients. Occasionally, there is an unexpected bonus, like the esophagus in front of us.
比較軟嘅部分咧，我哋有留低嘅；硬嗰啲咧，我哋就唔要嘅，因為冇咁好食。呢個數量唔一定每一日都有嘅。
Bovine esophagus is comprised of cartilage and muscle compared to the crispness and elasticity of tripe and the smoothness of intestine. The esophagus gives people pleasure in chewing bones. Pork offal in the north and beef offal in the south. Animal offal has never been overlooked in the culinary world. The beef offal of Zheji is prepared by simmering it slowly. Every morning at 5:30 a.m., Wei Xiang starts cooking the beef offal to be sold. Adding sugar to enrich the soup, he stews esophagus and lungs together in one pot. In this way, the base soup is delicious and the offal tastes both crispy and elastic. The other pot needs a stronger flavor. Wei Xiang's secret seasoning includes a whole bottle of Huadiao wine and half a barrel of thin soy sauce. The taste of beef offal is decided entirely by this pot of caramel-colored soup. Wei Xiang's mum comes to cook her secret recipe dipping sauce for their beef offal in clear soup.
呢啲辣椒有好多人中意食嘅，因為佢好香同埋真材實料所以就唔同嘅。
Garlic and chili peppers are a perfect match. Some people prefer garlic while others like chili the best. Having run the business for years, Wei Xiang's mum is well aware that it's difficult to cater to all tastes, so she has also prepared mustard sauce and slightly sour chili sauce. If you think this is the entire life of the stall owners on the third floor, you are wrong. When Jin Chao is still enjoying the happy time with his old friends, Quicksand has changed his outfit and identity. The stir-frying king used to be a forward on the football field. Every day after leaving the market from work, he instantly transforms into the most beloved professional footballer commentator in Macau. Like Liang Xiwei, Wei Xiang also switches roles freely. Jieyi Hall in Sheshan is the earliest martial arts school in Macau, and also where Wei Xiang practiced lion dancing at a young age. Now he is a voluntary coach at the school, hoping to plant the traditional Chinese lion dancing skills in children's hearts. Behind the halo, it's hard work and practice that helps one reach the peak of perfection. The street market in Macau is the best explanation for the best flavor is hidden in cities. As night falls, the midnight diners on the street of Macau open. Without air conditioners, comfortable tables and chairs, or hot towels to wipe hands, these food carts and stalls scattered on the street are still antique treasures in the culinary world of Macau. Although the surrounding is simple and crude, the food flavor won't reach a ceiling.
冇問題，冇問題，我哋做街坊生意，多謝398蚊。
Xingji Food Stall has been operated in Pasta Lane on Colonel Mesquita Street for over 70 years. Lin Guoliang is its second generation owner.
来这里吃不是朋友就是街坊了，吃的多了想转一下味道，不断是研究一下咯，新的菜式咯。
He knows that alcohol is essential for a food stall. Dishes that go with alcohol are his core competitiveness.
大排檔啊，多人飲酒啊嘛，鮮香為主，一路食一路送酒咧就比較過癮啲咯，係嘛？
How to make the top typhoon shelter condiment with ordinary base ingredients such as breadcrumbs, garlic, and salt is a brainstorming session for the taste buds.
蒜蓉咧係新鮮嘅剁啦，攪拌啲餃咧，因為飆咗水咧冇咁香啊。炸蒜蓉都係要睇住啲火嚟炸咯，因為如果又差唔多得嘅時候咧，特別費燶所以都要留意。 麵包糠啊，初嗰陣時做我哋冇炒，但係咧炒做出嚟又唔香，結果都要用慢火慢慢去炒。
In Macau, don't underestimate the food quality at the street stalls. Guo Liang is extremely picky about ingredients. Fish maw is the connective tissue of fish, which is often removed along with the guts. As a native of Zhongshan, Guangdong, Guo Liang is well aware of its crispy and elastic taste. Saute-stir the fish more quickly in hot oil to get it into shape and lock in the tenderness. Pour it into the wok, stir-fry and season it, then put it into a pot. Serve it with the steaming hot wok hay.
應該得翻3、4間度啦，越嚟越少啦。大家有時一張台啊幾個人坐嘅，個個都唔識嘅，食完之後個個都識做咗朋友大家有偈傾咁其實真係好開心咯，見到啲街坊咁融洽。
Having worked as a chef for over 20 years, Guo Liang had his shining moment as a star hotel chef. Even so, dishes are irrespective of high or low. The food stalls on the streets and alleys, like the intertwined old streets, have retained the history and flavour of the city, becoming a soft spot for Macau's people. Street cuisine is rooted in the streets and alleys of Macau, reflecting the worldly life of the local people. There are no expensive ingredients or fancy cooking skills, only ingenuity and year after year of persistence. The best food is on Macau Street. The street cuisine in Macau is a lively colour of ordinary days, the kindness and hospitality of neighbours, and the unique charm of the city.